Hello dear children. So we have discussed in the part 1 active and passive voice exercise A. Now in this grammar chapter number 15 active passive voice, today we'll discuss exercise number B, that is change the voice. Now dear children, is this change the voice, what is important? We need to take care of that. If you see the simple example, look at the first example, all the dishes have been cooked by Gopalan. So if you apply first the technique, that is to identify first active and passive voice. So first we'll identify it. So have been cooked is already used there, example of passive voice, because to be formed plus V3 is already mentioned here, have been cooked. For that purpose it is an example of passive voice. So when the sentence is in passive voice, we have to make it into active voice, and when it is in active voice, we have to make it in passive voice. So this is the example is given here. Now we need to change into active voice. So you know it very well, in the active voice subject is very important and taken at first only. So here Gopalan, which is object in the passive voice, will make it here subject. Don't miss this process. The object in the passive voice becomes subject in active voice. So Gopalan has cooked all the dishes. This is the example of present perfect tense. For that purpose you use has plus V3. Alright. So Gopalan has cooked all the dishes. Example of active voice. This is passive voice. Have you got that? Let's go to number 2 example. Close the windows immediately. Now in this example number 2, they are not given the subject, that who is saying to whom and to whom the order is given. So what will be the subject here? When the subject is not mentioned in this active passive voice, and when there is a command, order, request, for that purpose we need to use the passive voice sentence with let word only, with let word. So close the windows immediately. So we'll write like this, let the windows be immediately closed. So we have just used let in the beginning, let the windows be immediately closed. So here to be form is be and close is V3. In this way we make the passive voice. If you want to make the same passive voice of change the voice, like see, change the voice, this is active voice example, change the voice. If you want to make this into passive voice, how will you make it? The same way, let the voice be changed. Alright, let the voice be changed. So we'll begin with let only. Example like switch off the lights, switch off the lights. So we'll begin with let only. Let the light be switched off. So we'll begin with let and we'll finish with the V3 form verb. That is very important in the passive voice sentences. Let's go for number 3rd example. We shall do whatever you tell us. We shall do. So here subject is working on the verb. Definitely example of active voice. Alright. This was the example of active voice number 2, and the answer is in passive voice. Number 3 is again active voice. We shall do whatever you tell us. So when you change in the passive voice, take the object first subject. So whatever you will tell us, whatever you will tell us shall be done. So do was the verb here. We make the V3 form of do, that is done. So we'll write shall be done. Whatever you will tell us shall be done by us. So that is the point we make in the passive voice, shall be done, V3 form plus to be formed here. Look at the next 4th example. These rooms are cleaned every day. These rooms are cleaned every day. So these rooms are clean, but who is cleaning them is not given. The subject is missing from the sentence. For that purpose what we do, we write to be form here are and write V3 form, clean, are clean. So example of passive voice first. So we need to make it in the active voice. And dear children, when subject is not given, we can mention somebody, anybody, in this way we can use it. So what we'll do here, somebody cleans these rooms every day. So somebody becomes subject here and acting on the verb cleans. So somebody cleans these rooms every day. This will be the example of active voice. Alright, let's go to fifth example. We have received no information regarding this matter. So again the example of active voice, because subject we is acting on the verb, like we is subject, and what he has done, he has received information, so he is doing the action. So we is subject, receive is verb. For example, it is active voice. And to be formed like been, have been is not used there. For that purpose, it is not the example of passive voice, it is example of active voice. Fifth, then the answer will change into passive voice. So we'll take the object first into the subject while making into passive voice. So what we'll do, no information has been received. So here have was used because the subject was plural. Here has is used because subject is singular. So no information has been received regarding this matter. So there is no information has been received. So has been received is playing the role of to be formed plus V3. Hence it is clear that it is the example of passive voice only. Then next, number sixth example, it is said that honesty is the best policy. So it is said. Is to be formed and said is V3 form. So definitely example of passive voice, and we'll make it active voice. You know it very well, the sentence, example, the phrase, it's good saying that honesty is the best policy. Alright, honesty is the best policy. That will be the answer for active voice. Let's go for number 7th. Every year, thousands of pilgrims visit the holy site. So every year what is happening? Thousands of pilgrims, means the people who have faith to the God, they move to the holy sites, like Pandharpur fair we have, or many of the fairs we have to the people. So the people visit there all time. Alright, so for that purpose here pilgrims means the people, holy people, those who believe in this God and God's faith, and we can say. Let's go for answer. This holy site. So first what we'll do, the object will be taken as a subject and passive voice. So this is also example of active voice, number 7th. So we'll change into passive voice. This holy site is visited. So it is what here? To be formed, and visited is what here? V3 form. So we'll do like this. This holy site is visited by thousands of pilgrims every year. So is visited is the example of passive voice. So we can change in this format. See dear children, remember, whenever you are changing the active voice into passive voice, remember this, whenever you are changing the active voice into passive voice, at that time what you will do, make the object of the sentence as a subject and use to be formed plus V3 form. So to be formed like is taken, was received, these verbs must be there in passive voice, otherwise the sentence will not be completed in passive voice. Alright, this is major information that we need for changing the voice. Dear children, you must need to do the practice of this. Until and unless you will not do the practice, you will never know that how the active passive voice are changed. So watch this video again, copy them, write all the examples in your English notebook, so that it will be easy for you to complete that. Then I already told you that to learn these tenses, you need to by heart learn this chart. It's very important. So it's a tense. Already I told you that there are only 8 tenses. Okay, there are only 8 tenses in which the active and passive voice will change. The continuous future tense and the last 3 tenses we do not change the active passive voice. So simple present tense, if the example is he does it, so we'll make first here it is, because simple present tense, it is done by him. So is done is the example of passive voice. Is used helping verb, and done is V3 form. And if it is the ing form like continuous tense, then we use being, like he is doing it in present continuous tense, he is doing it, so we'll make it like this, it is being done by him. So is done, in between we are using being when there is the ing form. Alright, remember this. And present perfect tense we use been there, like it has done it, he has done it, so we'll make it like this, it is or it has been done by him. So has been done, has been plus V3. Alright, this will be changing the passive voice. So dear children, this chart you need to learn it. And I am also telling you again that in your textbook they have given there continuous future tense. But actually dear children, continuous future tense is the tense in which we do not change the passive voice. Alright, so don't write that there, just cross it from textbook also. And this example you can see in textbook also it's given, and practice it properly. This will only make you perfect that how the examples we need to change from active to passive. So practice dear children, and I hope you will definitely achieve it. Okay, so good luck and have a good day. Thank you so much.